Hello, once more. I'm super excited today to have with me in the studio Mr. Gaius Chibueze. Did I get that right?
Yeah, Bitcoin chief
Okay.
himself.
Yes, we popularly call him the Bitcoin chief himself. This is a chief that has a title. He's not just a chief. He brought his title confirmed.
Culturally
So,
grounded.
yes, I'm super excited to have you in the studio today.
Thank you
I'm
so
looking
much.
forward to an exciting time with you. So, like I always tell my audience, we want to bring it 101. Those that have done it, those that have a real touch of what we're talking about. Because we're already moving or we're already in a digital economy. So
Yes,
people will not be left behind. People need information to be able to know what is going to happen this year, next year, 10 years to come. The earlier you get information, the better you
true,
get things
true.
going. So today I have with me Mr. Gaius. So who is Bitcoin Chief? Can you just give us a brief background of who you are?
That's a big question. So,
Yes.
Bitcoin chief is Gaius Chibueze. I was originally born as Gaius Chibueze. Um, I'm a Nigerian from Enugu State, but I was born and raised in Cross River State, where my mother comes from. So,
Oh,
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a digital entrepreneur. I started my life after finishing school. I started life officially um, as um, as a network marketer. What many persons know as commission marketing or affiliate or whatever it is anybody knows
okay.
about. So it was through that I got to know about Bitcoin. In
Wow.
2011, a guy told me about Bitcoin, and I took a risk with Bitcoin and I got lucky with it. So I'm a digital
Wow.
entrepreneur, software developer. I'm a software developer. I'm a natural born marketer. I'm a salesman. I can
You
sell
sell
water pretty
anything.
well. So,
I like that. You
yeah.
are selling something. Yes, you sell anything. Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's
Awesome.
about me.
Good to know. Good to know. So it's recorded you are
Yeah.
one of the very few Africans that have a privilege to buy Bitcoin as low as $35. I
Yes.
remember 2010, somebody told me about Bitcoin. I won't
Wow.
forget. Yes.
Wow.
I was going to buy a Mercedes 3. What do you call that car? It's not even existing. My mind said,
Um,
what's Bitcoin? I told the guy, I said, you know what? That is end time money. I'm not interested. I want to buy it. If I had known. But
you-
I was also lucky to stumble on it 2016. Then I
oh,
started my
thank
journey.
God.
So
Thank God.
tell me your story. $35, 2011.
Yeah.
And
So
how many did you buy?
I was in network marketing, like I said. So there's this guy who I was following on Facebook. He was like a top leader in that company. He was very active. So one day I noticed that the guy was no longer talking about that network marketing company that I knew him with. He was not talking about Bitcoin. So I sent him a message. I said, brother, please, can you tell me more about this Bitcoin? He sent me a
Mm.
YouTube video. That was around April of 2013, of 2011. So he sent me
Wow.
that video and I watched the video. What caught my attention was the guy who did the video said Bitcoin was $5 as at when he was doing the video. But that
Wow.
very day, Bitcoin was around, I think, 30 something or 38 or $40 then. So when I watched that video all, and then he said that there is only going to be only 21 million Bitcoin. So I just said,
Wow.
if it's only 21 million, with my thinking, then I said, let me have some. So
Wow.
as at this period, I had some money I had made saved. So I just put just 300 and something dollars, 300 and something dollars in it. So I bought just 11 Bitcoin. So
Wow.
so I never knew it was going to be what it is right now. I never knew it was going to be what it is right now. It was just, let me just have it in case it becomes something serious. So that was the
Wow.
mindset. That was the
That
mindset.
was a risk.
I just wanted to just risk it there but before Bitcoin, I had bought a lot of digital things. Like there was one that was in 2009. They call it e-gold.
Wow.
E-gold then. So I had bought that one. I had also bought a couple of other things too that never worked out. So Bitcoin wasn't the first I bought.
So the story is just the Bitcoin, because a lot of
Yeah.
people want to do one thing and
Mm,
get successful immediately, but
mm,
they won't know your story, that you
mm,
tried
yeah.
many other things.
Other
And
things
among the
exactly.
many things you tried, just this one that
Ex-
has given you the global name Bitcoin Chief. Wow. So,
Exactly.
like I said, you already answered my question. You bought 11. So, looking
Yeah.
at what we have today, because yesterday Bitcoin really pumped, it
Yes.
pumped hard, it was
Mm,
almost hitting an all-time high.
mm,
We're talking almost $1 million here.
mm,
So, and how long? Because some people, like I told you, in 2016, I stumbled into Bitcoin.
mm.
I lost 52,
Ah, I see.
2017. I
Mm.
tried some, we are risk takers. I
Yeah.
lost it to somebody that said he wanted to give me multiple of it. I didn't
Ah.
even know. So imagine, how have you been able to hold? And I've also bought some assets, me myself, that I
Mm,
sold. So what is the
mm.
power? What are you still holding, or you have sold them, or are you
Okay.
just looking at money there?
So I will say I have been trading since. So this was what happened. When I bought Bitcoin in 2011, I never sold or did anything with it till 2014.
Wow.
So in 2014, Bitcoin had started picking up. So the
Wow.
price was around 100 and something, 200 then.
Yeah.
So during that period, I was still in Nigeria. So there's this platform called MMM and all those things. So a friend was now telling me about that platform that they double people's money. So that after that period, the government was fighting that thing. So banks were not allowing people to deposit naira. So that my friend now told me that you can use Bitcoin. So that was when
Wow.
I said I bought this Bitcoin some years ago. I went to check, and my money had grown, and it was like a dream. It was like a dream to me. So that was when I started picking more interest in it. So in 2015, I had gotten a job then in the National Assembly, Abuja, as an SA on new media to a senator. So I started telling people, I said, this thing called Bitcoin I bought some years ago. See how much it has made now. So some people became interested. So I started helping them to also buy and do some other things. So the first time I sold any of my Bitcoin was in 2017. And
Wow.
before, so 2014, I was still buying more. I was helping other people, like some of the senators then. I was even going from their office to office, telling them about this new currency that is going to be big. Many of them listened and they bought through me. Many of them didn't listen. So that was how I got more Bitcoin in that process. So in 2017, the price of Bitcoin went from $800 to
Yeah.
$20,000.
Yes.
As God will have it, Bitcoin price was 9,700. I just told myself, you need to cash out now because I was seeing over $1 million then. I also had Ethereum as at this stage. I told myself, you need to cash out something. So I remember that very day I was in a hotel and I sent one of my good friends that I was trading with them. I said, go and change this money with all those malam. We withdrew naira into three banks accounts. Then she went to all this malam and she changed it, and then she brought dollars to the hotel. That was the first time in my life I was seeing that amount of money. So it was like a
Wow.
dream come true for me.
Wow.
So I started, when you have never made that kind of money, when you see that kind of money, you cannot sleep. So I started buying real estate. I was just buying some properties wrongly, some of them without due
And
diligence. So I
and
lost a
God.
couple of them, but that was when I sold some Bitcoin. And
Wow.
in fact, I always tell myself sometimes that I am a blessed child because if I had
Wow.
not sold as at that time I sold, 3 months later, the price of Bitcoin dropped down to $3,000.
To 3,000, yeah.
Mm.
That was the year I relocated to the US. That was very evident. Wow,
Oh,
this is a beautiful crypto journey, and I like what you said. I was going to ask you about your profit taking strategy, because some people have done have some people will just be looking at the money's there. They don't know when to exit. They don't know when to stay. So it has happened over and over.
over,
Is the
yes.
name of the game. So your profit strategy taking was when your intuition tells you time to sell.
if you if you follow me on social media, even this morning I've told people who form part of my inner circle, I say sell some now that you're in profit. I always tell people the profit, it is not yours until you cash it out.
Mm,
That is one thing people should know in crypto. You are not in profit until it's in a stable coin, USDT. Even if you're
Mm.
seeing $10 billion in Bitcoin, it is not yours. Why? Because
Mm.
price fluctuate. You can see $10 million this minute. The next minute is down to 1 million. So the profit is not yours until you take it.
Wow, that's food for the profit is not yours until you take it.
Yes.
Awesome. You're doing so well. It is recorded that you are one of the top 20 most richest Igbo man. That's Eastern. For those of you that are not Nigerian, Eastern Nigerian. So
Yeah.
whatever we're doing here, let me digress a little. Whatever we're doing here is not a financial education. Cryptocurrency is very volatile.
Exactly.
Whatever you do is your own choice. Do your own investigation before you invest your money. You're bound to make more money, you're bound to lose all of your money. You can go
Perfect.
zero. So whatever we're saying here is not a financial education, it's just to educate you should you want to know more. So back to you again. It's recorded you're among the top 20 most richest Igbo men. I read that on an article. So
Who
can you
compiled those
confirm that?
lists? Well,
Or they just
I don't know how rich other people are, but I knew that as far back as 2020, I had $10 million of my own cash. I could say
2020?
yes. As far back as 2020, I had $10 million of my own. This is outside assets. Now I'm heavily invested in real estate. I
I
have
know
a
that.
50 hectare of agro farm, cocoa and palm oil in Cross River State. So
Awesome.
yeah, so I don't know who compiled the list, but I know that on my own, I know that I
You
am
are
doing
doing
well.
well. You
Yes.
are doing well. That's good.
Mm,
That's the most important thing. You're doing well.
yeah.
So today I want to ask you something because you doing so much for the young people. I see you online. Most time when you come live, I want to follow you. I see the inspiration you give. You're not proud. You're humble. There's two things you're doing right now. I want you to explain to my audience. Currently, we know you're building Tech City Africa.
Yes.
So what is Tech City Africa going to be about before I ask you the next one?
So Tech City Africa is a vision I had, and funny how life works. Whatever it is, sorry, whatever it is that you can envision, you can actually achieve. So when I was
Mm.
still struggling in Abuja, I told myself that I was going to build this tech incubation center where young people come and learn about tech and everything that has to do with digital wealth. But I never envisioned it as big as
That's great.
as I'm currently doing it right now. So in 2019, I spent over I spent I think 340 million naira as at then. So I bought a 25 hectare of land in Enugu State where I come from, and um, I was looking at what I was going to do with this property, and in 2021. In 2021, I had that idea of to build a tech innovation center, which I call
Mm.
Tech City Africa.
Wow.
So Tech City is going to be like a living community. Think of an estate that only tech people live. They have
Mm.
everything that they need inside that city. So they don't even need to go outside of that city. Everything that they need is inside
Awesome.
that city. So that is what I'm
Awesome.
currently building.
And that is kudos to you because that's also engaging the mind of the young people. Because
Yes.
like they generally said, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So when they get
True.
involved with things like this, because just holding your phone, you can spend full 2 hours without realizing because you are so engulfed in it and you don't even remember you're doing something else. So Texas is a big one. Thank you so much. And again, I know you have this app. I use it. I'm subscribed,
Yeah.
so you know. It's
Mm.
a Tech Space
Yeah.
app.
That
So
space.
what is Tech Space and what do you do? Tax Space, sorry.
Oh, okay. So I have an academy where people learn how to trade. Sorry, let me put my bag.
Okay.
I have an academy where people learn how to trade. So I noticed that majority of these people who pay me, after they pay me, they don't actually trade. So some of them, when I ask them
Okay.
what is the problem, they will say, oh, we are busy with work, or one problem to another, that they can't actually trade. So that was why I said, okay, this as an Igbo man, as a business, as an entrepreneur, I said, this is an opportunity.
Yes.
So I said, let me
Hmm.
create something that can be handling this for them in their absence. So that was why I built
Wow.
it. So that space is it's an automated trading board that handles your trading, does the buying and the selling for you, even while you are away.
I can attest to that because I
Yes.
was cooking today when I saw you made 10%.
Yeah.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
you made
So
it.
it showed me that the trader for me picked the trade itself and it
Yes.
sold when it was time, and I saw the notification. Awesome. So
Yes.
that makes it easy for people that don't have the time to sit
Yes.
down and do the trading themselves. This is so beautiful. So, and the Tap Space app has a referral. So if
Yes.
my audience are interested, they could indicate in the bio and we'll send you a referral link to register. So one other question I'm going to ask you: recently in our home country, Nigeria, we'll be having some issue on dollar, Binance, increased rate. The government is accusing Binance of helping to skyrocket the dollar, and Binance say they are not responsible, blah, this, that. So my question for you: how do you think regulating cryptocurrency trading activity is a good way to help Naira or yen or any country? Is it
Any currency.
cryptocurrency is
Yeah.
good? Any currency, yeah.
So first of all, we need to understand what crypto is. Crypto is 100% decentralized. I am
Okay.
holding Bitcoin now. You are holding Bitcoin. You can decide that until Bitcoin is $1 million before you sell, that you're not selling.
True.
So the users, the people who are holding it, the holders determine how much they are buying or they are selling. So first thing first is that crypto is decentralized. And that was the original idea. Satoshi Nakamoto, who created Bitcoin, wanted to create a currency that is not controlled by the government. He wanted to create a currency that the people who hold it define the value. So
True.
what I think that the government of Nigeria is doing is that they're actually fighting the wrong fight.
Mm.
Because what they should first of all sit down and understand why the dollar value is skyrocketing against the naira. Nigeria
True.
as a country produces less than 10% of what it consumes. Almost
True.
everything in Nigeria down to toothpick is imported. So there is a
Wow.
high demand for dollars because
True.
the importers use dollars to import these things, which actually causes inflation. Why? Because the country is not producing so much. So
Nothing.
I think the first thing for the government to do is to address this inflation and not to fight cryptocurrency. Why? Because check it, no country has ever fought cryptocurrency and won.
That's
America
true.
did a whole lot, and at the end of the day, now they issued a Bitcoin ETF, which 10 years ago wouldn't have been possible because of the
Yeah.
way they were fighting it. You understand?
True.
But today, the government of America has actually embraced it. They have seen that we cannot fight this thing. Why?
At
Because
all.
if you try to block it here, people will find a way to do it. So I think this is where the government of Nigeria is getting it wrong. The underlying
True.
technology, which is the blockchain, can help Nigeria generate a whole lot of revenue if they decide to build a whole lot of things on the blockchain. And
True.
the reason why majority of the young people are not on the street carrying gun against the government is because of
Is it
cryptocurrency.
cryptocurrency?
Because
Yeah.
cryptocurrency is something that you don't need to depend on the economy of that particular country you're living to make money. I give you an example. I have left Nigeria now for like 8 years, or for 7 or 8 years. I have not taken a paid job.
Hmm.
You understand? But I am living like people who were born. In fact, I'm even living more than people who were born and raised here in the United States. You
Like
understand me?
David and Luke.
So what this means is that crypto is indestructible. You cannot destroy it. So
True.
my advice to any government is understand crypto, don't fight it. See how you
Hmm.
can make money from it. Binance, for example, generates over 10 million US dollars as profit every day. What you should do is bring them in and see how you can tax them for what
That's
is
it.
generated in your country. And then see how you
Yeah.
can support more young people of your own country to create something similar. So instead of
Hmm.
fighting it, embrace it, understand it, and then try as much as possible as you can regulate.
Awesome. That's it. Awesome. Awesome. So that one was well addressed. You also made another post on social media because there was a panic sale when the Binance news was going on. I remember I saw you live. You did that. You said, "Don't panic sell," and exactly what you said was what turned out to be. A
Yes,
lot of people
exactly.
ran, sold off, and yesterday FOMO in the market. Boom, 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 boom.
Exactly.
So how do you get this specific notification or strategy to know when to sell off, why you shouldn't sell off? Because people, what do you call it? You buy the news or sell. How do you put it? When there's a
Buy
way
the
you
news,
sell
sell
the
the
news,
news.
buy
Yes.
the news, sell the news. Because that thing happened to me yesterday.
Yeah.
I was sleeping.
Yeah.
I saw a coin. They
Mm.
said they hacked them.
Yeah.
I looked at the coin, looked at the community. I
Mm.
just put in small change.
Mm.
In less than 10 minutes, that coin went back 5x.
Mm.
When people
Mm.
were busy selling, some were
Yeah.
busy buying.
You're buying.
Because the
True.
community was big enough
Yeah.
not to let go of what they got. So buy the news, sell the news. How do you
Sell the
get
news.
those specification on?
Okay, so I have been in the market for the last 8 years or 9 years, so I understand the market psychology. So it's like if you play football, by the time you have played it for some years, you should know some tricks that every player is going to bring. So I have understood the game. So I give you an example. In 2020, during the COVID, the price of Bitcoin dropped down to $8,000. I was in Rwanda and I was telling people this is the best time to buy. Those who listened to me made so much money in 2021 when Bitcoin went to its all-time high of 69,000. So it's a game that I have come to understand. I've done this alone for 8 years plus. So I understand every intricacy that is in it. So that's why I tell people don't panic. Nigeria as a country just has numbers, but it doesn't have the trade volume to affect the entire crypto market. You
At all.
understand? I'll give you an example. Mauritius, as a small country, trades more volume than Nigeria. You understand? So I knew that whatever it is that the government is doing was not really going to affect the market. So selling
Mm.
off out of panic was just waste of time. For example, Bitcoin was I think 60, no, Bitcoin was 59,000 when this thing happened. 2 days later, Bitcoin went to 64,000. So whoever sold lost.
Mm. Awesome. Awesome. So finally, I'm so glad you came to the studio. At least you have brought in our heart. Two questions, just two more questions before we let you
Yes,
go.
please.
Bitcoin have it, we're already counting down. It's in days to come.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, the speculation in the market, oh, it's going to go back down. Should people keep buying and all that? So what advice can you give to a zealous marketer right now? Oh, sorry, I won't call
So
it a marketer.
if
A
you are a
zealous
serious
trader.
yes, if you are a serious trader, you will understand that the halving always follows with a massive bull run. So what we are
Mm,
seeing right now is just pre-bull run. Why? Because we have not breaked the former all-time high. So
okay.
what you should do now is to be accumulating. If you can't buy Bitcoin because Bitcoin is now expensive, over $60,000, buy a couple of the small gems like the top five outside after Bitcoin, which is Solana, BNB, Dogecoin, and a couple others, Ethereum too. So go position yourself in those ones. If you're also a very high risk taker, you can buy a couple of other meme coins. Meme coins have no real value, but they have this, they follow trend, and we are here to make money. So sometimes we have some money that we want to gamble
Mm,
that we can now use it to follow trend. For example, if you had invested $1,000 in Shiba Inu in 2020, as at 2021, you would
oh,
have made $59 million.
yeah, we
Yeah.
got a lot of them online. Yeah, all over
Yes.
Twitter.
Yes. So
Wow.
what I would tell everyone is position yourself and wait for the bull run. The bull run is going to start when Bitcoin gets to $70,000.
We're almost there.
Yes, it is. It is.
We're almost there. So the bureau will come like a thief in the night.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Thank you so much. So today, finally, we have a young audience. We have people that come watch, they're hungry. They think cryptocurrencies for the rich. What would
Okay.
you advise a younger you 20 years ago that maybe you just left school or still a student? that
Yeah.
want to come in, but is scared. He doesn't have capital. He doesn't know the note. So what word? Three key word for just three bullet word for that younger you.
Uh, One advice I will give to my younger self is what I have always told myself since 2014. Run round your dream until you run into it.
Mm,
Run round your dream until you run into it. So many things in life is going to need persistence. I remember the first day I started building my brand as Bitcoin Chief. That was like 6 years ago. I was in a WhatsApp group with three of my friends, and I told them, I said, I'm changing my name today to Bitcoin Chief. I want in 5 years' time, anyway, they're talking about Bitcoin in Africa, my picture should come to people, my
that's it.
picture should be what comes to people's mind. And guess what? It started with just one post. It continued, continued, continued. Today, you can't talk about it. They will never discuss Bitcoin in Africa without mentioning my name first.
That's it.
You understand?
Wow.
So
All
that is why
right.
I said run around your dreams until you run into it. It might not happen immediately, but if it is what you want to do and what you want to become, it's possible for you. So that's my advice to my younger self.
Thank you so much. My take home to the from this, run around your dream until you run into it. That is a beautiful closing one. I'm super excited to have you, and I'm looking forward to more time with you.
Thank
Hopefully,
you.
we're gonna see one on one soon, so that we
Okay.
can do more for the audience. And I thank you so much for what you do for the people, for the community, for the tech city you're bringing on board. I know this is what everybody should do for a younger generation so that they can be more useful to themselves. Thank you so much for coming and
I
looking forward to
appreciate it.
more time with you. Thank you so much. God
Yeah.
bless you. Thank you. And
Thanks for
you
having
looking
me.
at us today, go and share, follow, subscribe. I will be bringing you more of this. Little by little, we'll get there. By the